much. We do want to get you back to our top story this morning, the scandal at News Corp. We want to bring in a legal expert right now. Niri Shan is head of media law for Taylor Wessing, and he is with us from London. We're going to turn it over to our colleague Maryam Nemazee, who is right there beside him. Maryam.
Hey, Deirdre. Yeah, I mean, I guess the one thing that we really mustn't lose sight of in all of this is that there are also ongoing legal inquiries, and that will present some significant challenges for the Murdochs and indeed Rebekah Brooks, former CEO of News International, when they appear before the Houses of Parliament. And Niri, you were speaking, you described it as there being two competing interests. I mean, behind the scenes, you've got probably the lawyers telling the Murdochs to do one thing and the PR experts saying something very different.
Absolutely. In one ear, they've got the PR people saying this is an opportunity to get your viewpoint across, to correct the misconceptions, to really put this story to bed. But on the other hand, you've got the lawyers in the other ear saying, look, we've got a potential inquiry in the US, we've got potentially the SFO looking at these settlement payments, we've got the police inquiry going on. Don't say too much, because if you say anything, that could come back to haunt you if something comes out later down the line. And that's obviously what happened with Rebekah Brooks last time when she spoke in front of the committee and had made an admission that she knew about payments to the police. That's obviously the catalyst.
And she backtracked on that just a few months ago.
Absolutely, so, but that started off a chain of events. So they've got to be very careful what they say in this hearing.
Because it will be recorded legally for the record, and it probably will be used in these legal inquiries, in these investigations as well.
Absolutely.
So with that in mind, based on what we know now, what is the risk of all three of them or any one of the three incriminating themselves?
Well, I think if they're properly advised, what they probably will do is read out some form of statement and then very economical in the way they answer questions. I don't think the committee will push them very hard. The committee has got a legal advisor that will be sitting there advising the committee. They can't really push them too hard if they don't answer questions. And I think
so the select committee will also be restricted in the questions that they can ask. It's not just that the Murdochs that will be restricted.
Absolutely. I think the committee, Sir John Whittingdale is a very experienced leader of that committee. He will realise that with the police inquiry, the public inquiry and all these other investigations, there's only so far they can push these questions. And I really think if the Murdochs and Rebekah Brooks have been properly advised, they will say less rather than more at these hearings.
Okay. Well, so if the panel are restricted in what they can ask and how tough their questioning can be, what's the likelihood of them actually extracting anything meaningful about what went on?
I think highly unlikely. I think everyone's getting very excited about what will happen this afternoon. I hope it's not going to be a damp squib, but I fear that it might be.
And I understand that you've handled, cases of reputational management in several high-profile stories, if you like. What sort of advice would you give the individuals involved in this hearing?
I think it would be to say not very much. You're constantly fighting against the PR people that want them to say more, but I just think they've got so much to lose if they say the wrong thing, whether it be from their shareholders, the directors of the company, the police, the SFO, the American authorities. There's so many people that are potentially after them that I think they've got to be very careful with what they say. I think to have a very good prepared statement at the beginning, apologising for what's happened, saying that they are doing everything they can to investigate it, etc., at the beginning, but then being very careful in answering questions after that. That's what my advice would be.
OK, so just a very quick one. What are you expecting Rupert Murdoch to be asked?
I think Rupert Murdoch will be asked about his level of knowledge about what went on. I think really the key to him is what happened when this all came to light. What did he do and how quickly did he do it?
Very good. Thanks very much. Niri Shan, head of media law for Taylor Wessing, giving us a sort of an idea of the legal challenges, legal aspects of the story.